for welcoming me to the amazing event. We have so many beautiful people, so many different projects, amazing ideas. That's something that we need to be able to show it to around the world, to bring people here. That's who we are. So that's one of the reasons why I actually quite happy and be delightful. I'm proud to be invited to speak on this event on behalf of my company and also the company that I work together with, and also with the colleagues, staff, community, and many more to be able to bring Bali into a place in the world to be the place that always place to go and to heal themselves. And then since a couple of years ago, I have been working directly with university, with the government, and also influencer, etc., to be able to build the medical tourism for Bali. And then since then, there's a lot of integration happening, but it's not as fast as we wanted, because the government have the concept, but doesn't really actually making the we call it a way to be able to integrate it faster. Because a lot of changes in the governments, because of the regulation change, the border shut off again and then open again. Let's what do you call it? Regulation now. Last time that we have like information that the New Year's it's not be able to have any firework. Now we have a good news that's allowed actually to have a firework, and as long as like maintains with the health protocol. So this is why actually I came into to the activity every single time, even though during the pandemic last year, during November, we actually create an event for hospitality management, and we are able to actually manage to do it during the pandemic by working together with the government, working together with the division, departments, also health protocol, and also tourism department. And we're not actually stopped, not doing anything, not just stay at home, just basically stay in because of the quarantine, etc. We actually move forward to make it happen, create an event. People can go out, but in a health protocol. So right now, I have a couple of a concept and strategy to help number of company, institutions to be able to integrate or innovate when there's a change in the government regulation, for example. The quarantine now, before it was already like 2 or 3 days, now it's increasing to 7 days, increasing to 10 days. A lot of mentality of the, what do you call it, business owners, resort owners, and also hospitality industry going down again. They get so disappointed and then start to actually look for other options to actually sell the property or going back to the country. So there's some things that it is a shame for me to be able to felt that, because I think we can survive. We can make this happen. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna share a couple of things that actually I put together quickly. One moment.
Can you share the screen? Yeah. Okay,
yeah.
Cool. Great.
Okay.
Thank you.
So
you, Greg.
I call it the integration of holistic wellness and medical tourism into medical into the new tourism. So what is it all about? That Bali is already famous with the, what do you call it, a holistic perspective, wellness center, and also medical. It's really now evolving really fast because the difference are between different, what do you call it, different province. Here in Bali, the things that I like when I actually organized like a medical events before and during the pandemic. When I speak to the head of the doctor, the general practice, etc., they, even though they are medical, they have like sense of spirituality with them. That's because of the Hinduism that they have. So that's the reason why actually Bali are very different. We can easily integrate holistic and also the medical together. So we actually works together to be able to support. For example, if the, what do you call it, the holistic perspective fail a little bit, medical perspective will gonna help like that with a different kind of medication. Okay, if the medication running through, they can be able to maybe reduce a bit more risk from the chemical part, and the holistic part can be able to help on that level too, to heal the bodies in a different way and faster as well. Not only rely on the medical chemical, what do you call it, medicines they provided from the doctor, for example. Okay, now I'm gonna give you the introduction here. Through a decade, a traditional practitioner holistic practice already existed and practiced alongside with medical practice, if you like it or not. Bali, known as the island of gods, with a tradition who makes the island become world well-known destination. The Hinduism tradition believe in karma, make the people continuously follow the way of life by doing the right thing, believe in God, creator, yang we call it here, and honor every aspect of life. And then always well known as the tradition to keep along the modern life and still bring the belief in spirituality based on the ancestor belief. So here what we actually hear about Bali, we have even like a famous movie called Eat, Praise and Love. So those like a beautiful movie that people actually watch. And there's also traditional healer as well. And you find yourself here. So that's the perspective that we need to promote Bali into that again. So for example, here, when the COVID-19 pandemic affect the world, it is affect drastically the economic in Bali. It is because Bali most depending on the tourism. Many visitors and foreigners are forced to leave Bali, including many professionals and healers. So we lost many of them. By implementing the promote holistic and medical approach to the new tourism, we can bring together hospitality industry into a totally different level and bringing back many experts of the practice to the holistic practice alongside, integrate with a traditional method, including making the bridge with the medical practice that can practice to keep the people stay healthy based on the traditional medicine and part of the modern medicine. So next year, I am planning to make like a big expo or conference relevance to the holistic and also medicals together. Okay, here what we can actually help a centers or resort at this moment. And I've been doing that for quite some times now to be able to actually activate the activities in a specific place, etc. So right now we can create even a quarantine program and activities during that. So people don't get bored, for example. There's a classes, workshop, live and online. So people can be able to view it as well, just like the events that we have now. And also some people as well practice together. And then seminar live online, arts gallery exhibition, we can do online, offline, and then product introductions. We can be able to introduce many product of Balinese traditional product and then introduce to the world as well for international. And then we can do movie screening, culinary bazaar, and which have to be like continuously happening. And then permaculture market, permaculture planting, and the flea market, and many more. Many activities that we can organize. But the only thing that we have to do to make sure is stay with the health protocol of the governments. Because one is already bridged too much, that's gonna be an issue, and they're gonna be a bit more strict to be able to apply those. Uh, at this moment, we have a lot of flexibility from the government, but we just need to be aware that just to keep telling people to actually follow the protocol. Because if you like it or not, when actually having the issues of the increasing of the COVID, and the place is gonna be shut down again. So we do not want that. Okay.
Yes.
And then the resort integration. What actually my company do and myself, we can be able to integrate them and become like a holistic center. So where everybody can be able to train, also enjoying like what do you call it, a new ways to be able to finding out more details. And then the second one, we can be able to apply a clinic as well in the resort and also different place, including pharmacy and also permaculture, for example. Okay. For the expert, we as Orchid Associate has been working with many hundreds of practitioners for healers and also with different kind of medical practitioners as well, sustainability expert. And we are going to have like sustainability events coming up on the 17th December. And we have live coach or influencer, university lectures, and many more. Because I work directly with university here in Bali with Warmadewa and Udayana. Okay. And what is my company provide? We do events and also the research packaging. And then we do organize the visa and also permit. And also we organize also the PMA, video and documentation promotion. And then we do also consultancy and also legal support, lawyers, and also notary. And we actually handle directly with the immigration as well. Okay. With the immigration, we do have a direct contact with them. So in case there's an, what do you call it? Things that need to be dealt with regarding legality, etc., we always have quickly to call them and speak to them directly. And then legal support. Yeah, Debbie?
1 second, Greg, like, because this is usually like a very interesting topic for people moving here or just moved here. I just had a conversation about visa yesterday. Like, I mean, like, it's important to have somebody like who you can trust and who's giving you the right information. That's what I experience.
Correct,
because there's so many like services here, and I don't want to talk bad about anybody, but I've heard like stories from friends and like acquaintances which are not really good. So I can only say like to have somebody who gives you the correct information, legal advice, that you are following the rules and regulations, but also like do it the Bali way in a good way. That is very important. Yeah. So I just want to like second that. So thank you for sharing this here for people
Totally,
coming on board.
totally, Christian, because what we actually try to organize is to bring people here. So not only for a short term, but they can stay a bit like 2-3 months or even more. So they can be
Yes.
able to have like a business visa directly. So
Yeah.
they can be able to do a consultation and talking, etc., without even getting worried, as long as they don't get paid. But if they want to build their business, of course, they need to be able to create a PMA or find a company who can be able to sponsor them to actually get a KITAS, for example. Those kind of service that our company actually do and actually connect them also different kind of department, for example. And then we work also with influencer, law enforcement, human resource expert, recruitment consulting, coaching and training, program management, product development, product licensing, internal connections, event plannings, and many more. That's some of the service that actually my company do to be able to actually help individual and including a company and also big corporation as well to be able to come up with new strategy and a new way to be able to survive, to connect to each other, actually support to each other. Okay, so I'm gonna go back again to the to the resource integration. I have a plan actually to be able to get the communities together in between an expert of holistic expert and including also the business owner to actually share the ideas, promote it each other. Because right now we do have our own community actually located in Bali and also another what I call it a province. Imagine if we can actually work together and then we create like different kind of activities in 1 month in different place and we promote it to each other. And then we can promote it also to domestic what do you call it tourists coming from Jakarta, coming from Surabaya, from Bandung, from Sumatra, and also different islands, for example, to bring them to Bali. And then that's something amazing could happen. We don't have to be relying on the tourism as well. And then if you have a domestic tourist to come here, they have a specific place that actually have the high end what do you call it spender, because for them they don't really have to go with quarantine. First of all, they just take the antigen and they can fly to Bali. So that's what really happens right now. A lot of people doesn't spend too much to promote to the domestic tourists, but I think we could start to do that too. However, if you want to actually to focus still on the international tourists, there is a way to do it. For example, we have to come up with like solutions regarding to quarantine. So evolve with a new program, with a new system, etc. My company has developed some kind of strategy in order to be able to actually make the people to come here, and they don't get bored to stay in the hotel during the quarantine, even though for 7 to 10 days. So we create like something really interesting for them, depending what is the interest or what kind of customer that we brought in to Bali. So those kind of details that I can actually share to you, Christian, and also to the audience. So maybe do you have any more questions? Maybe I can help you with.
Yeah, I mean, like, I definitely have a bunch of questions. As I said earlier, this is an amazing topic. So your company is based in Bali, correct?
Okay, my company. First of all, we opened in Spain in Barcelona before from 2011, and we still have the associates over there. And then we opened another one in Jakarta, and then moved to Bali. And since the pandemic hit, of course, it's affecting a lot to event organizer because you cannot really organize an event. But of course, it now integrate into the online event. So during the pandemic, I organized like prevention of COVID-19. That's where I can be able to actually build my connection to all the hospital, doctors, general practice, specialists, etc. From those, I'm be able to actually get to know them, and knowing each of the doctors are very different. If you speak from a doctor from Jakarta or Surabaya, there's a lot of spirituality with them because of the Hinduism. That's the difference. And then after that, when we have a bit more flexibilities to do, I start to work directly with the government, get the what do you call it, the latest strategy and the latest information from the government regarding the what do you call it, regarding the what is actually allowed or not allowed. So from that level, I can be able to start already to organize an event during the pandemic. So since then, I start to actually make different kind of events, and also activities to help resort and also other place, and even to help them to be able to evolve into a different kind of what do you call it, center. So we bring them a different kind of activities, different kind of strategy, and also we can be able to actually give more, bring also the guests to them, tailor depending on the what do you call it, the packaging that we organize to the hotel or the resort or a center. And I make a couple of concepts right now that's ready to be published as well. Gonna be very interesting to be able to bring the people here to Bali, especially. So those kind of things that actually are prepared this moment, and we're not gonna be too worried too much about the pandemic. We always have a solution to be able to what do you call it, to come up with a different kind of ways to
work around it.
overcome it.
Yeah, workarounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Hannah from Madrid has a question, like about like what did Orchid make to start in Barcelona?
Tell me more, Christian. Sorry.
Yeah, like there's a question from the audience, like why starting in Barcelona? Like the Orchid is a originally Spanish company?
Originally, yes, because I've been living in Spain for a very, very long time.
Ah, yeah.
And then
okay.
yes, and then we organize different kind of international events worldwide, including we are specialized in human resource. So normally we work with the biggest university like Oxford, Cambridge, Manchester, and also IMD, etc. So from those, my company actually started to organize different kind of events, except human resource, including hospitality, energy events, and also with the hospital. What else that we actually don't do? And then we've been around the world as well to organizing events for corporate university, etc. So right now we actually now to integrate more to organize like activity holistic events in resort hotels and bring the customer from internationals to come here. So that's some of the things that actually I'm doing at this moment now.
Yeah. And what's the like I somehow saw in your description of the talk, like what's the governmental support here? Like what is the Indonesian government, but also like the Bali government? Like how is this? How are they supporting those activities?
To be honest with, because there's a lot of changes in the government, so there's not really a specifically what do you call it, strategy that's already implied relevance to the medical tourism yet. The idea is already there, the infrastructure is already there, but it's not done yet properly. So that's the reason why for myself, I would like to actually work with number of the what do you call it, resort owner, hospitality industry to be able to work with us in order to actually to speak with the government, the head of the tourism, because the Ministry of Tourism as well based in Bali. So last time I actually make a number of events with the head of the tourism working with us. And then right now I'm preparing something more in order to be able to have a petition to speak to them. What can we do for the next level of the tourism in Bali? I think it's about time that we integrate holistic and also medical into it. So we bring the people to come to Bali to heal themselves. We bring more holistic practitioner to Bali as well.
Yeah.
And then we provide them a lot of different kind of maybe a better, easy way to get the visa here. And in order to actually get maybe like temporary working visa as a healer, maybe something that can be done as well. Because when you actually bring an entertainers to come to what I call it to Indonesia, because I used to organize like a big events before, and we provide them as well. For example, like a temporary visa. For example, like we have, tell me.
I fully like can second and agree with that. I mean, Bali has like you need to have been here for a few months to feel that healing environment, which is naturally coming by just being in the island. Right.
Correct.
And it's undescribable. Like I just want to share like an experience I had this morning at 8:30 in my coffee shop. So I'm sitting there having a coffee, and then Wayan, a beautiful Balinese lady, she's coming there every day as well, coming also, and she's like kind of like moving her body like she has injured herself. And so like, Wayan, what's happened? And then like I was looking at her foot, and one is like really grown up, and she said, I broke my big ankle. I said, wow, it doesn't look like it. And she said, yeah, what did you do? And she said, yeah, I went to the hospital. I asked them to make an x-ray. And then I told them, but I don't want any operation. And then I went to a bone healer and he fixed me. I said, like,
Okay.
what is a bone healer? She said, yes, this is like a Balinese healer. And he did some things and then now it's good. Right. So like, I've never heard something like that. That's a story, just in the streets of Ubud in the morning. And to bring this together is a big venture, I think, and it needs to have some organization to organize, like, I think, like the abilities of the land, the abilities of the traditional culture, and also the abilities of the newly evolved medical scene in order to build something which is unique in the world. I mean, it's a big task, and but I can say, like, this is what I'm hearing, where you're onto, and
Okay.
we have 5 minutes to shout out. What do you need to support that?
Okay. Thank you for brought it up actually, Christian, because I'm so busy with my entrepreneurs part at this moment now to actually organize many events, etc. Because I'm myself, I'm a healer as well. So when people have issues, etc., like a massive headache, or maybe, for example, like even like a stroke, they cannot be able to move anymore. Somehow, I have a way to be able to actually help them with energy work, and it's something actually I never actually learned. It is something that I born with it. So I can help people actually directly to heal themselves in order
Mm.
to get what you call it. Even for the person who already get uh, a stroke, they can already start to move their hands, and they get a massive headache for a very long time by actually touching the head. I can be able to heal it directly, and the headache are gone. Even like bodies, they cannot be able to move, etc. And then when I actually help them, they be able to actually to start to walk normal again. I don't know what you call it with asam urat here. Just
Yeah,
like what do yeah, something like that,
yeah, and the combination of like many topics here would actually differentiate Bali and attract people to come. And like other countries are doing that. I mean, like, look at Turkey. The medical tourism in Turkey is like booming. Like, you should look at that. And but like that is what I'm hearing, like, from your talk. If you say, okay, integration of holistic wellness and medical into new tourism, what's the differentiator? I don't know whether you have been in the talk when Peter from Pyramids were talking. Like, he was talking about, like, why should people come to you? Because you're different. So why should now people buy a ticket to Bali and spend a month or two here? Because we're different. We are offering something which is not there, but we need to shout it out, because, like, if we don't tell them, they wouldn't know. And
Yeah.
we need somebody to bring this together. I mean, I'm seeing that on your slide here. Can you, like, maybe, like, if you need something for that, or like if that rings a bell for you, we have another 4 minutes here in this talk, and we have good people here on the like, who can help you maybe here and there.
Okay. Yes, that's why I think we can actually get together, Christian, and
Hmm.
let's just organize like a community outreach and holistic, and then we can be able to actually support each other from what do you call it, different kind of facility, etc. So, and the
Yes.
other things I would like to say to you, because we have like events now on the 17th of December.
Yeah. Where is this happening?
Okay, it is gonna be happening in the Mansion Resort. We create the
I,
second annual Global Sustainable Community Conference,
hmm.
and this event now it's become really really popular. And we have many experts for sustainability, from fashion side, from the expert, from the waste management, from recycle, including also from the what do you call it. We have also influencer, we have investor, and then we have a coaches and many more into this. Because right now, actually, what we want to bring it here, how's the impact of the sustainability, be able to help also company and corporation to be able to actually create a different kind of concept for themselves. And then so far, this event is almost full as well, because we have like a maximum capacity, maximum 100. So we already have about 80 more so far, and then it's taking off. And then by having these events today, I would like to give like a 50% discount if any of the participant would like to attend the event. But normally the price like 1 million, now it's become like 500,000, including lunch and networking break. Okay, so anyone would like to actually attend the event on the 17th of December in the Mansion Resort, please more than welcome to contact me on my WhatsApp number, or contact me directly through orchidassociates.net group.com. Have number of the website as well, and text me directly. And look forward actually to see everyone. And then thank you very much for the chance to give me today, Christian, to be able to show to the people new concept, new ideas, and many different things that we can create and do together.